Hi, friends, countrymen, Indians. Today, I welcome you all in the English edition of Trust News. Today, we're going to do fact check about the India-China face-off. We'll talk on the economies. We'll talk on how we can boycott, or is it the right time to boycott Chinese goods? Is it the right time for the voices which are being raised for a war against China? And how strong enough are these justifications standing out there? So we'll talk on all these. I'll start with the battles and wars which have shaped the very geography throughout the trails of human history. Time and again, the might of an army, a tribe of a community, or a nation has collided with the might of its rivals. And what had followed has succeeded everyone's future and shaped human endeavor on this globe. After Galwan Valley incident, where 20 brave hearts were martyred, calls for an outright war with China, ban on Chinese products, and boycotting made in China have gained momentum. Is it right to go for a war with China? Is it right to boycott items made in China? Is it the right time? In foreign relations, nothing is permanent except personal interests. Coronavirus has exposed the hollow claims of already staggered Indian economy. China is the world's second largest economy, and in spite of this pandemic, it has established and already gained a major foothold in foreign markets. And this is a reality and it is a fact. In contrast, India is facing never before seen unemployment numbers since independence, which is a result of our tottering economy according to Standards and Poor's Global. With millions already under poverty and many more waiting for gainful employment, war is the last thing a country like ours should have in mind. At the time when globally China has been isolated and seen with suspicion due to its mishandling of coronavirus pandemic, India has proved itself to be a responsible power, voicing the unheard small nations like Bhutan, Maldives, etc. Soft power is what India has amassed through its moves, relief projects, generous donations, building capacity, be it in Afghanistan, Nepal, taking a stand for Philippines amid South China Sea dispute. If what is transpiring in Galwan Valley turns into a full-fledged war, not only can it lead to a humiliating defeat which causes smaller nations to side with China, seeing its muscle-flexing hard power, it can also lead to an undecisive US leadership backing out and not supporting an ally in India. This further can deteriorate relations with the West and image of our foreign policy, leading to a catastrophic changes in our approach towards status of an emerging superpower. Napoleon once said, "An army fights on its stomach," indicating it should be backed by a strong and resilient economy, which takes care of its masses and support the families of our soldiers in time of crisis. Here is where India needs to strengthen before it ventures out to face the Asian giant China. Focus on self-reliance. On the lines of Made in China by 2025, we are already implementing Make in India, but the progress has been tardy and slow. For ease of doing business, where we ranked 63 in contrast of China, which is ranked 31st in the Global Hunger Index, India ranks 102 while China ranks 25th. These are few facts and figures that I'm bringing forward to you to understand the crux, the fact check that brings to you the exact and live stats on how are we on a face-to-face between India and China. China dominates in use of inland waterways to reduce cost of transportation, whereas India, in spite of its rich rivers and tributaries, doesn't stand anywhere in comparison. When it comes to education and human capital, China has 38 universities amongst Time's best 500 universities in the world. Imagine and make a comparison. It has 38 universities which are amongst the Time's best 500 universities in the world. In comparison, India just has 6. I am not creating a point which may dishearten any Indian national. It's just a comparison which is a fact check and which is where are we standing? What is that we lack? What is and what should be our target and where should we reach? What should be and what should we do? How sad and ironic it is. The land of Takshila and Nalanda is lagging way behind in standards of education. From generic medicine, India is being its biggest manufacturer of APIs sourced from China. To manufacture pocket-friendly medicine, to electrical equipments, to a solar panel, to a software, we are overtly dependent on China. And this is a real fact, a true story indeed. China is a place where majority of rare earth metals and minerals are found in deposits. It's not that India is not such a land. These are essential for manufacturing electronic equipments. So this is the geographic advantage which China has over India and in comparison to India. What all we can replace if we boycott made in China? Will we be able to replace the jobs lost in all these enterprises? We may not have answered to all these questions, but adding up to the facts, China makes more than 90% of its defense needs at home, whereas India imports more than 90% of its defense needs. First, we as a nation need to strengthen our capacity in diversity of areas, upgrading of defense capabilities, investing more on education, making ideal prototypes for research and development labs and sectors, creating more and more jobs for our talented yet unemployed youth, creating infrastructure which is welcoming to foreign investments. India should replace its outdated research and development with scientific and modern research which takes care of needs of the poor and simultaneously imparts our strategic defense. Once we achieve this, we can claim our throne of being a responsible superpower. But till then, India should resort to bright and belligerent diplomacy to diffuse border tensions. Mahatma Gandhi didn't want an outright war with British because he felt that masses weren't ready for advanced and stronger British forces. This scenario is kind of a similar, where Chinese are more advanced and stronger. We may be more in the numbers of our trained troops on the mountaineering defense system that we have. But this is not the time. This is not the time. We need to strengthen our India. Invest in science. Invest in human capital so that scientific and developed India itself becomes a deterrent which none dares to irk or fight against. Till then, our hands are full, and now is not the time to rest. Let's keep working on ourselves to be a fearsome Asian giant, which is the next responsible superpower. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.